Hello, I'm Alan Meyer, CEO of NxtNote.com. I want you to think back to the last time you or your team had to make a big decision. Chances are you approached that decision in the same way that you approach all of your decisions. For instance, if you're an analytical thinker, then you probably considered the decision logically. You stuck to the facts and let them guide your thinking. If you're more emotional and intuitive, then you probably looked at the problem using your instinct and went with your gut feeling. We all look at problems and decisions in different ways. But when you're making a decision, especially one that's important or challenging, you need to consider that decision from several different perspectives. This gives you a better look at the problems that you're facing, and it helps you make sure that you don't make a mistake or miss something important. A useful way of looking at a problem or decision from several perspectives is Edward de Bono's 6 Thinking Hats. This process is really easy to use either on your own or with a team. And at NxtNote we have made this tool even better by allowing real-time collaboration and anonymity. The idea of the tool is that you try on different hats which represent a different style of thinking. Start by putting on the white hat. When you have the white hat on, you're going to focus on data. Look closely at the facts and information that you have available. What additional information do you need to help with the decision? Next, put on the red hat. When you have the red hat on, you're looking at the problem or decision using your intuition. What is your gut telling you to do? Next is the black hat. Here you get to be as pessimistic as you want. Look at all the negatives of this decision and think about everything that could possibly go wrong or not work. Then change your thinking to yellow. With the yellow hat on, you're going to turn the tables and look at everything that could go right. Make a list of all the benefits of this decision and imagine things going smoothly. Then put on the green hat. The green hat represents creativity. Here you're going to let your imagination run wild. Brainstorm creative solutions to some of the problems that you're stuck on. And put your inner critic on hold here. Just let your creativity go where it will and see what happens. The last hat you're going to try on is the blue hat. This hat is for process control, and it's the hat you'll put on if you're using the thinking hats with a group. For instance, your team might need to think creatively, so you'll direct them to put on their green hats to solve the problem. Or if the team is focused too intently on negative aspects of the decision, you can tell them to put their yellow hats on to look at the problem in a more positive light. De Bono's 6 Thinking Hats technique is a really useful and effective tool that helps you look at problems and decisions from different perspectives. This technique works especially well with a group because it forces everyone to focus on the same perspective. If you've ever sat through a meeting where people refuse to move outside their habitual thinking styles, then you'll see the advantages of using this tool. Now, let's show you how to improve the process by using NxtNote Technology. NxtNote is a web-based tool. Anyone with a browser can submit notes from anywhere and print locally or spontaneously. By selecting the radio button, users can provide feedback on red hat, black hat, or any of the hats. In addition, the user can make themselves anonymous at any time. Other themes, like task, also have additional fields that must be captured in order to print. All themes can be modified and configured in any way by the host. The first hat to discuss is the red hat. Click on the red hat radio button and type your emotional comment about the topic, while the rest of the team is doing the same red hat thinking. Press the print button and your comment is printed. As you print, your comments are also captured in the history log, so everyone in the session can see all the comments. Each note has a barcode which contains all of the data that you typed. NxtNote supports many portable devices, phones and iPads. You may want to use one of these mobile devices instead of your laptop to capture your thinking. Type your idea and press print. it too will be printed and captured in history. Everyone in the session is thinking in parallel and providing valuable feedback. Stick all of the notes on the red hat flip chart paper on the wall. As you look at the comments, you will see patterns of similar thinking. As you move through the various hats, the team is focused on thinking in parallel. Your team can be logged into the NxtNote session from anywhere in the world and provide their feedback by typing and printing. A stream of ideas come off the printer and are immediately placed on the wall for everyone to see and consider. There will no doubt be similar comments and common ideas that emerge. This is exactly what you want to see. Have some members of the team come up to the wall and move the NxtNotes into affinity groups. All NxtNotes that are similar in thinking are simply moved into these categories as defined by the team. If you have a lot of data, you could even have multiple teams moving NxtNotes around and discussing the results. You could even have another printer in another location and print simultaneously to both printers. Remember, this is all about communication and collaboration. Once the NxtNotes are moved into their affinity groups, they can be scanned and captured instantly. Now, let's take a closer look at just how you scan and capture the NxtNote data. After all of the NxtNotes have been printed, the team will move the comments into affinity groups. In this green hat example, they have identified a training affinity group and an improvement group. We will now scan into Excel, but remember, if we wanted to, we could scan into any application. It is up to you to decide how best to capture and distribute the data. Simply point at the first NxtNote and press the trigger. The data is captured instantly in whatever order you choose with 0 errors. Continue scanning each individual NxtNote, and in seconds you will have a share with the team. Just imagine how much time this will save and how quickly you can get the documents distributed. We hope that by viewing this short video, you understand a bit more about the 6 Thinking Hats process and how you could use NxtNote to truly collaborate and communicate with your team. I'd like to thank you for taking the time to learn more about NxtNote today. If you have any questions or would like additional information, please contact us and we would be happy to help.